It is the breakfast wrap. It's Neil Atkinson with Craig Hannan with Emilia Bona this morning. Craig was the latest. Emilia, you were comfortable. Would you describe yourself as smug?
Yeah, I was smug. Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of militaristic. We have to get out of this house this morning. Trying to explain.
Oh God.
That's us.
That's us. Yes, that's us. That's how it works. Unfortunately, go on.
Trying to explain to the baby, Mammy's got to do a live broadcast with Neil Atkinson and Craig Hannan. He doesn't understand that.
Doesn't understand that at all. But you managed your militaristic sort of profile. Craig Hannan, late?
No, 8:30.
8:30 on the dot.
You said James Milner discussion. Is the 8:30 late? Is it on time? I say on time. I even managed to get myself a little cup of tea.
Well, what I would say is, to be fair to Craig Hannan, right now on the traffic website that I go on, it is the darkest red. I'm on AA.com. Oh, okay. It's the darkest red I have ever seen. It's along the Strand coming down Upper Parliament.
It's good I wasn't telling porkies.
No, it's the darkest red. It's like they've gone, no, we need even redder at this point. That is how the traffic is there right now. In Liverpool city centre. That's an area you've got to watch out for. All of Smithdown Road leading into Upper Parliament Street is also a nightmare. Did you live that one as well?
I did not, no. I did not. I was straight through until the Strand, and the Strand, I was actually smug. I would describe myself as Emilia levels of smug as I got onto the Strand, and then as I got onto the Strand I realised I'm not that smug. And actually I may be late, but I wasn't. I was on time.
You were on time, depending on your definition. There's good news on the traffic near Ipswich from Paul Goulburn. After the incident last week, and it's the incident in inverted commas, things have cleared up near the Cowfields, and Jim's Burgers is doing 2-for-1 specials this lunchtime. Excellent to know.
Ipswich,
2-for-1.
Ipswich, having gone to Ipswich last season, it was quite the night out, quite the place.
What happened in Ipswich when you went out?
It's not things we can say on the breakfast wrap. Maybe the late night version, the breakfast wrap by night,
Hollywood's late night version of the breakfast wrap.
Yeah. A lot of madness, but we enjoyed ourselves.
Wonderwall was involved, wasn't it? Can you at least tell the Wonderwall story, if I remember rightly?
There was a DJ playing a drum and bass version of Wonderwall, and there was
Hanno had a word. He actually went up and had a word.
Right. Do you know what? If it was a full nightclub and everyone was enjoying it, I wouldn't have. But there was 7 people on the dance floor, and I felt like I should say, like, what are you trying to achieve here by Wonderwall? And he was like, okay, mate, no worries. And then he put on like another Indian drum and bass afterwards. It was like, this hasn't gone through. There was much more madness than that. Yeah.
Excellent stuff. Paddy Allen's been on to say that the traffic in Rowclaw is flowing smoothly, but the weather's threatening to make things difficult. It says here. Oh, hang on, we've got one. Dave Miney says the light by the pier head is staying red, which could be one of our core issues here. So that would suggest a thing or two as to why this is happening, and goes from there. Gareth Matthews says the Sydney Sharks are biting and the local kebab shop is weirdly shut. But the Australians seem upbeat in some reason. He also says to say to Emilia that he used to work in Cumbraen.
Oh, nice! Excellent pronunciation, by the way.
Thank you very much indeed. I can say the name of your son. And go from there. Traffic in Perth in Australia is about to get all banked up all afternoon, evening, but it's Cheap Fuel Tuesday. I didn't know they did that. Cheap Fuel Tuesday.
That's so Australian, isn't it?
So Australian. Honestly, they're raffling the meat on the Monday. The fuel gets reduced in price on the Tuesday. That's what they're about over there. That's what they're sorting out. Loads and loads of that to come all the way through the show. What else have we got? We've got actually a little bit of Jamie Carragher speaking to Jim Johnson for the podcast Football for Breakfast. That's to come as well. We also have John Gibbons and Joel Rookwood talking about football cities, which is really interesting. We're going to have a chat about Rafa Benitez, and it's Jurgen Klopp's birthday. Birthday messages for Jurgen Klopp. If you want to put them in the chat, we'll share them and we'll talk about that as well. And
with him?
Well, sadly not. Imagine having to put that together.
Okay. Yeah.
Me and Sean Rogers on. It's late over in America. He's in bed. I asked. Me and Sean Rogers on the shape, and we're going to chat about what we're all looking forward to. But it is worth saying there's been loads and loads of World Cup, Craig, since we last breakfast wrapped last Thursday, and yesterday all they did was draw. Everything was a fucking draw.
Yeah, they did. I've had a strange sort of relationship with this World Cup in that I'm a man who likes his bed early at night, and so I keep having to wake up and then like chase the highlights. Big fan of ITV putting the highlights on YouTube without the score. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
They are winning this World Cup. But so I actually haven't been able to watch a lot of the football live. I watched the Netherlands live the other night, whereby it was the most boring Liverpool-like first half. Actually, it felt like I was watching Liverpool. I've seen a few people say that, but it's very much true.
I fucked it off.
You did, you? Yeah.
Halfway
I watched
through
the
first half. Yeah, I can't watch this. Come on.
Yeah.
Until last night, the first bit of good World Cup football I've actually watched, because I watched the wrong half of Brazil-Morocco.
Yeah.
I watched the wrong half of Netherlands versus Japan. I really enjoyed Belgium-Egypt last night. It was a really good game.
Haven't seen it. It was banging to Iran. I wanted them to win. I think everyone just has this sort of feeling towards them that they want them to do well. They get the draw. But did you watch much of it yesterday?
I watched all the Belgium-Egypt. I decided that was going to be my indulgence. And I watched the second half of Spain versus Cape Verde.
I watched that. Jesus. Yeah.
Did you watch that?
No, I listened to some of it. I did an hour on the Stairmaster in the gym.
Nice. Wow. On brand.
Mainly because I believed it couldn't be done. So got to 45 minutes and was like, I might be when this stops, they're going to drop like confetti cannons from the ceiling. Like, no one's ever done it before. But mainly, so there were some highlights.
So you listening to more, or than you watching?
Yeah. Because I also love my bed. Like 9:30 is a sweet bed for me. So I can get up for things like this, which isn't that early, but you know.
Isn't that early? I'm doing a lot of listening to stuff in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So that's one of my things. Is I'm cleaning up the kitchen, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Radio's on, and that'll do me. I'm quite happy with that at this point.
Yes.
When we get the last 16, I might feel a bit differently.
Yeah. I think like I can listen to football matches that don't involve Liverpool. I think when you're like a casual observer or listener too, it's fine. Which at this stage is great. Yeah. Because I don't know, it's just background noise, isn't it? And you feel like you're a part of it in a way without having to give up like that much time.
With Curacao, I got bang into the other day whenever they score. I was like bouncing around my living room and then I had to check myself and think this means nothing to me. But yeah, it felt like it meant everything for that brief moment.
You understand the smaller nation?
Yeah, no, I love a team who celebrates a corner or a throw-in high up the pitch. I did quite a bit of it the other week against France. There's something really sort of invigorating about it, freeing. And got bang into Cape Verde yesterday. Actually, I watched the end of that game because I saw the score and thought, oh, here we go.
I put the second half on for that reason.
Yeah, they're bringing on.
Let's have a look.
Emilia. They were bringing on all the big guns, but they didn't manage to do it. I loved it. Have you seen the video of the presenter showing the Cape Verde the players their Instagram? So like basically showing them how many followers that they've gained, and they're like, you had 40,000 followers, how many do you have now? And the goalkeeper's like, I don't know, and he's like 1.5 million. Brilliant.
I think that was the Cape Verde thing, Craig. I think it is that sort of genuine, your point being the genuine excitement of they're all coming at you, they're all, it's this is only going to meant to end one way. They actually nearly scored with the header later on, and if that had gone in, all hell would have broke loose. I think it would have been so dramatic, but you could see exactly what it meant to them, and they might actually have a chance somehow of getting out the group. They've got to probably do that again and score a goal, I think. But forget getting out the group, they'll always have what happens against Spain.
I think that the thing is, Liverpool fans, you often lose because we don't have this sense or this feeling that like being there means everything in the first place, so anything's an added bonus. So that means that the atmosphere in there, just the day out that they've had, you see it with Scotland obviously, but they get the win and then it means everything. It's just it's having the moment there, then they get the moment of the draw. They'll have celebrated that draw all night tonight, and you can say what you like about that or however you feel about celebrating draws. I know how much that'll have meant getting that. So I'm bang into these smaller nations. Curacao I'd never heard of. I don't know about you, but they win the kit game. Have you seen their away kit?
It's excellent.
Wow. It's unbelievable.
Watching them as well, because there's like in certain fixtures like that, when they are having moments, albeit not necessarily like the most exciting, they've got barely anyone there. So I think I don't know, you feel like you're behind them more because you think like it's because of the circumstances of it and the pricing and everything, you just haven't got as many fans there to support you, so you feel like you're more behind them.
100%.
Excellent stuff. I sent that email out on Thursday about what the plans are for next year.
Oh yes,
they're going live. Emilia hadn't read it.
I didn't get it,
which is absolutely well. This is going to be a piece of feedback for Craig.
Okay.
In the office, not on the show. This was going to be a separate piece of feedback.
She's unsubscribed to your crap writing. That's what's happened.
There's a few people who have not received the email. Annoyingly,
because mailing list I'm not on.
What we have, honestly, we've got some would say too many mailing lists, Emilia, and one of Craig's current bits of work work is to try to get this sort of streamlined into one
together.
coherent whole.
No, it's not true, Emilia. Basically, these are people who have unsubscribed from Neil's writing and don't want to tell him that they've done it. Banging on about the Reds and journeys.
There he is again.
So you sent the email out?
Yep. And sorry, I sent the email out. A few people didn't get it, as we're now finding out, about doing lives next year. So we're doing this now, obviously, 8:30. It'll be 8:30 Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Thank you very much for joining us, by the way. 8:30 Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all the way through the World Cup. Then we'll take a bit of a break from doing the lives. And then in August, as the season's about to come back, get going, we're going to be doing lives that are audio and video every single day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at 12 noon. There was a teeny bit of confusion. We're in there, so the other studio space that we have in there, the smaller one, we're ripping it out and we're making it look like a radio studio. We're increasing all of its production values, aren't we? People are working on that at the minute. It's actually out of action for 2 weeks from tomorrow, Craig. But we're still going to obviously still be doing stuff that goes out as video as well. It's not one or the other. It's more taking the energy that things feeling like live radio feel like and putting it into some of the shows.
Yeah, rather than the sort of the TV set of this room, but you can't see the other side of the room where the Anfield Wrap's free show will have been recorded. We're back into the smaller studio like we used to be. The filming of it will feel a little bit more sort of fly on the wall. Would you say that that's right?
Yeah.
In terms of rather than it being on a set where there's big lights on the contributors, we feel as if like going back to that will bring you back to the sort of the essence of what's always made the Anfield Wrap as strong as it has been. I'm really excited about the look of the studio. I think it's going to look brilliant. It should, and this is the most important part, it should sound much better than what we have sounded over the season, because we know that's been a difficulty for us, and one of the key drivers of moving into that room. So really, really, really excited about it.
Yeah, we are very excited about it. And the other thing that you haven't received an email on is that there's going to be some changes to the app as well. It's the first time we're talking about this, but we're excited about them and we're hopeful.
This wasn't on the agenda. This is exciting.
We're hopeful they'll all be in play by, let's say, the end of this month. Might take a week or two going into next, but we're very excited by the new look and feel and the way in which the new app will function.
Yeah, absolutely. It's absolutely. I did not mean to do that. It'll be a lot of the it's essentially being built from the ground up again. So the app has been rebuilt by our developer who we brought on full time last summer, and the idea being that we obviously know that there's been a lot of bugs and a lot of things that needed to fix, but the most exciting thing for the customer and for you guys will be the new features. So things that you have asked for years and years and years, things like search functions.
I was going to ask, but I didn't want to in case it was.
Things like categories. I think there's a homepage which looks brilliant. Is it going to be in that one? Yeah.
I think so.
Improved casting, eventually the ability to go live. The thing to note is whenever it does go live and you start to use it, it'll be after testing, so that's why it might take a little bit of time.
Some people are testing it at the minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there will be that won't be the finished article either. So the whole point is that we continue building with it, rather than what we did in 2019 was the developers were external, and so the app was built and it was out and that was it. The whole point of this is that we build it so there'll be things like live streaming at some stage as well, which is really exciting. I don't know if that's in the first iteration.
It's not the first iteration, but we've got it on the agenda.
But it's something that's being built. So really, really, really exciting. It should be a one-stop shop for Liverpool fans in terms of the content.
Yep. Well, all this we've been working on stuff all season, and more as the season's come to an end, and now we can go. Here we are.
That's great.
Isn't that exciting?
It's when you always know when we've worked on something in the background because Liverpool have been shit on the pitch. So like, if you actually look back at the Anfield Wrap, the 22-23 season where it's post quadruple, we made a few changes that have really helped us sort of kick on over the years. So as soon as it gets crap, me and Neil get in a room and go, right, what can we do to make next year better? How do we run into next year?
How can we make things more fun and go from there? So we've done our office predictor, Emilia.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think Craig's placed? Everyone's predicted in the office. Two people haven't. Paddy and Milo didn't manage to get them in time because we did it on the day the World Cup was starting, and then you couldn't enter. So there's 13 people. Where do you think Craig's placed?
Based on the way you responded, I'm going to say low.
I haven't seen, so this is live to me.
Oh, I thought you were like,
which maybe tells its own story.
I'd say the top of the bottom.
You say the top of the bottom.
Yeah.
Craig is 13th.
Oh.
out of 13. Not only is he 13th out of 13, he's a distant 13th. So everyone else, so top is currently Jimmy. Jimmy's on 135 points. Don't worry about how this works. Then there's loads of people on 130. I'm on 125. It's in 5 points increments. I'm joint 6th. So I'm the 7th lowest, if you see what I mean, out of 13. So I'm 10 points off the pace on 125. Then there's 120. Then someone's 110. Then someone's 100. Then 85. That's Stuart's 85. Then 80 on 12 is Henry. You're 13th on 55.
They worked me too hard, Emilia. I didn't have any time.
Invert the table and look at who's grafting.
Yeah, what's the outfit? I randomised.
Did you randomise?
I'll be honest, I randomised.
I've looked through and I couldn't tell if you'd randomised or not.
Or did I? And I'm just trying to see a face.
Yeah, I don't know if you did randomise.
I know I did.
I don't know if you did, honestly.
I promise.
You're very 13th. I'm honestly all weekend knowing you were doing this show this morning. I've been watching it with I haven't really been that engaged with how I've been getting on. I've been like, please let him continue to be a distant last.
Yeah, fantasy football and things like this are just none of my business really. I'm more about the weather and things like that. No, fantasy football not for me.
Not for you at all. Have you done any World Cup stuff like this? Any predictors?
In sweeping work and that's it. And
did you get?
It was so bad that when I saw it, I thought, well, I don't never need to think about that again. Like New Zealand, do you know, levels of like
2-2 last night. Chris Wood's doing the business.
Yeah, no, but you pull it and you just go, there's no point.
I got South Africa in the one that Avenue HQ were doing. As soon as I saw it was South Africa, I was like, well, that was a waste of fucking time.
Yeah, completely. As all
give me Germany. Can I just have Germany and then I feel like I'm alive through this process?
I tell you what, Chris Wood watched making his way into the World Cup there. That's incredible.
It's not incredible. He's really good at football, Craig.
Yeah, you love him. I
do love him. I love the big man. Yeah. But he's been like so good for years. And every time everyone comes to me and says, hey, I put Chris Wood there. And I'm like, I've literally been saying he's a really good footballer, and then he yet again shows he's a really good footballer.
Must be a proud moment, though.
He's doing keepy uppies in the World Cup in the middle of the centre circle. Like, this is just what I do. I'm Chris Wood.
Yeah. I knew you'd be proud.
Oh, I am proud. Yeah,
feels
of course.
good, doesn't
I
it?
Not be proud of him.
Yeah, of course.
Me and him have come a long way. Did I say Gibbons has been on? He wants to what Egbert Road's like. That wasn't this morning for you.
Not too bad. It's just when you get onto the Strand.
When you get onto the Strand. Okay, excellent. Liam Evans, it's soup and a toasty. Wow, for breakfast this morning in Old Swan. He's blocked in the road by a big delivery van. Very nice work indeed, though, Liam. He's done really, really well there and gone from there.
Good Aldi at Old Swan.
Sorry?
Good Aldi in Old Swan.
Yes, indeed. Where are we? There's someone said, can the tour subscribers have a dedicated podcast feed? Your app is no use when driving in the car and trying to listen. It will be. That's
just
been worked on. Rob said, can we have a tour of the tour studios, please? Yeah, we're going to do some behind the scenes stuff as the stuff's getting sorted out. And a few of the people who are actually working on the studio are Anfield Wrap subscribers. I bumped into Robbie yesterday when we were filming the Mad Thing, and Paddy's got him coming in on Sunday. So maybe we'll grab a little bit then doing the electrics for us as well. So that'll be great. Really looking forward to all that. Anyway, we'll take a little bit of a break. We'll come back. We'll chat about hydration breaks. We'll chat about Chelsea selling Cucurella. But before then, our friend Jim Johnson, who comes on and talks about Arsenal for us, has got a new podcast. It's called Football for Breakfast. And last week he had Jamie Carragher on, and I said to Jim, can we have a bit of that and put it on this? And he said, absolutely. So here is Football for Breakfast on the Breakfast Wrap.
And because I've been in the game, you're a little bit more cynical. You know what goes on behind the scenes. I'd class myself as having a really good football brain. I think what's between my ears, in a footballing sense, was probably more important to me being a player than it was what my feet were. Every fan should experience that. They should have that moment. And the referees used to always give them decisions, I'm telling you now. Oh, it was a penalty. On. I can just remember my dad asking kids who were a bit older than me, basically to play with them in the Brunny on Marsh Lane. So, 5 minutes up the road. And listen, I would have kicked the ball before, but that's my first recollection of actually, I'm playing with other kids rather than just playing in the yard on my own. Playing with other older kids.
When did you know you were good?
I remember at school, I think I would have been about 6, 7, and the teacher had sort of 2 classes. And the older class were having a proper game, as in like maybe 7v7 or 11v11, whatever it was on this pitch, on a proper football pitch. And we were just on the side with the goalie, and I was all just running around after the ball trying to score. So he was watching that without really watching us. And I just remember him, I can't remember what I did, but he just said, you come on this pitch.
Right.
Welcome back. Craig just got the tea on the table in time. Absolutely enormous stuff. Thank you very much.
I've never felt more alive.
You've never made a more one-page... Honestly, that's not brewed, that. That hasn't steeped, does it? Let's be clear.
I'm not proud of that one.
Like
But 1 minute 40, 2 cups of tea. What was that
Absolutely
for output?
incredible stuff.
That's why I'm bottom of the fucking table.
The way in which it works. Emilia, that was great there with Jamie and with Jim. And there was one of the things that's in there that Jim asks of Jamie is, when did you first realise you were good? So when did you first realise you were good? Not at football, but at anything. When do you remember in your life thinking you were good?
So I was the Angel Gabriel in my school nativity in nursery, and I think from then on I've had an idea of myself as a show woman. Do you know, like, if I was doing careers in school rather than being like, what do you want to be? Do you want to be like a teacher or a doctor or whatever? It's more like, do you really like talking? Do you like showing off? Like, do you like the written word? Like, for example, what are the soft skills that you are the best at? And I'd say that for me was the point at which I thought, I've got something here.
This is the one. I'm going to stick with this forever.
Yeah. Angel Gabriel is kind of my like dream.
How many lines? Can you remember if you had lines?
There was Don't Worry, Mary. I was 3.
Yeah.
I don't want to be tested on this.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm more struck by if the words of was talking aloud.
No, there were a fair few lines. I've ever told you about when we did it on Richard and Judy.
No.
We got so there was like a national competition to do the best school nativity live on breakfast telly.
Yeah.
And the Heel Garrick Primary School got to go, did it on Richard and Judy with a real donkey.
It's such a risk working with both children and live animals on live television.
Live on telly, yeah. Me granddad still got the VHS of it. I don't think we won. Got no memory of it, but we got a big coach to London. It was very exciting. I think mainly it was like a level of like regional box checking to be like, get those very Valleys kids on to talk about that. But yeah, it was good. A dream come true.
Excellent. When did you first realise you were good at something, anything?
Oh, I won the egg and spoon race at the sports day and got a certificate for it. And it was made up. I wasn't entirely sure whether I was just good at it or whether the others were shy.
Yeah.
Went and won it the second year, didn't I? So I've now got 2 egg and spoon winning races. There's a point in your childhood where you think, fucking hell, I'm good at this, but then realise there's no future in it, which is, it's highs and lows, Neil.
Yeah, no, it is indeed. Barry Higgins has been on Traffic and Cork is grand until you hit Cars Hill. So don't get carried away.
It's all the cars on the hill.
Yeah, one of the things that's happened over the weekend, Emilia, is we all got to see Yan Diomande play football for Ivory Coast. I sent you all the highlights of the game against Ecuador, which was a good game. I was almost pleased Ivory Coast beat Ecuador, not because I carry a candle for anybody, but because when I was doing World Cup predictors, I kept getting Ecuador to the quarterfinals, thinking something's not right here. So that Ecuador didn't win the game was a bit of a relief in a bit of a funny way. But Diomande looked unbelievably exciting.
Yeah. It was also another one where fan amounts in the stadium were like vastly off kilter, so you kind of immediately felt like you picked your side on that basis. He looked amazing. It's the first time I've like properly watched anything of him, really, because when we did a wild cards a while ago where we were talking about like potential Salah successors and watched like little bits, but when you watch clips you never really get a proper sense of things, I don't think, but like watching it in context there you get to see like the absolutely incredible pace, the creativity, like the ability to beat a man. He looks amazing when you remind yourself how young he is, and I know we're not necessarily talking about this in the context of whether Liverpool will want him or get him or not, but that is still the thing that I suppose has to be in the back of your mind. But like, he's got the potential to be like one of the best in the world if he's doing this at 19.
He is exciting.
Yeah, really, really fast. I didn't watch it, I'll be honest with you.
You didn't watch
No.
Good God, man.
I was going to, for the view, and I didn't want to trick you, I was going to start going, super fast. The creativity's off the charts.
He's got a really interestingly good way to pass.
I've seen highlights and like genuinely I'm really, really excited about him. Usually with like links like this I try and talk myself out of it, but with him I'm very much like he's sort of everything that we need. None of that's blagging, by the way, that's genuine. But I didn't want to sit here and pretend that I'd watched the Ivory Coast game or the highlights that you put in your agenda, because I did not.
Very kindly put them in there. You had to no search.
I was
just click the link.
I was too busy doing my World Cup predictor in the
That's the way in which
Get
it
me
goes.
up the wall.
I've up the wall with all the other bits and pieces. Craig, well, the one thing that is there is Chelsea selling Cucurella, which, 50 million quid is a lot of money for a left back. Sending him off to Real Madrid. I think Chelsea are a bit of a funny financial place because they sort of always are. But It's been quite quiet so far, the transfer market, I think, because the World Cup has come and it's come so early. Carragher going, though, is, I think it is a bit of a marker. 50 million quid for a good left back, but I wouldn't say it was a great one.
No, I think he's better than people give him credit for, though.
Yeah, the hair and that makes people be a bit weird about him.
Yeah, it's a bit sideshow Bobby, isn't it? Like, it's a bit like he's a joke figure, but I think he's a good left back. Good right back. I think what's interesting is whenever you look at their Real Madrid signings, like their signings, Dumfries as well is a bit like, yeah, he's good, but he doesn't feel Real Madrid-y. Do you know what I mean? So it's interesting as well with Chelsea because he's obviously one of the experienced players, and you really feel with Chelsea that at some stage they should keep some of these fellas rather than like this constant churn of like buying and selling and bringing someone else new in and them never really sort of getting anywhere. This is obviously part of their business model. It might just been one of those ones where Cucurella, as a Spanish player, wants to go and play for Real Madrid, which is fair enough.
It is more than fair enough that that's the direction of travel in there. I've got this nice feeling, Emilia, that club football, a lot of people who work for club football have gone, we're just having 10 days off in June. We can just have 10 days off in June. So there's some links with Tonali to Tottenham. I'm going to be doing top 6 later today and pulling a few together. But we were originally going to do, when I scheduled the summer, top 6 was going to be 2 shows filmed today, one hosted by Mo, one by me, and we put them out across 2 days. And I messaged Mo last night and said, might just have to be one show of this. Yeah. And he said, yes, because I'd rather not take the piss and stretch things out. Yeah. But I just do sort of wonder if a lot of people who work at clubs have just gone, well, we might as well just have a few days with the kids.
Yeah. And if ever there was a time for it, this is it. But I don't know. I don't feel like anyone really truly enjoyed the season that's just happened. So I think perhaps a little break, mentally, spiritually, cosmically, is what we all need. I certainly do. That's why, I don't know, the not being fully engaged yet with this and feeling like that season is now just so far back in my mind that we don't even need to pretend that it happened is a nice place to be, actually.
Well, this might be why when I watched Netherlands versus Japan and I watched the first half and it reminded me of football from this season, and I just went, I'm not watching this. And I was lying in bed, I was trying to read, but I was doing the thing where you then look at your phone, and I looked at my phone and went, oh, it's gone 1-1, and I thought you could just get back up and go and watch it, but I thought no. I'll just leave it, let it be its own thing now. You've walked away and gone from there. But I do think that there is maybe an element in a few places where you are like, as Emilia says, that's finished. Let's get to the last 32 of the World Cup, and then from there maybe that'll feel like a fresh start.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to ask how it's been for you because, like, obviously the season finishes. There is those 3 or 4 days where you're still looking back at the season for shows, and then Slot gets sacked, and then there's those few days where it's building up to a new manager, and then new manager comes in, and then it's just sort of continued into the World Cup. So how have you found the off season so far?
I keep saying, Paddy said before, until last night, genuinely what was annoying me was whenever any 45 minutes of football I watched in this World Cup was rubbish. So I kept just getting the bad games, and then I'd wake up and someone would be saying, oh, it was unbelievable last night at 2 a.m. And I'm like, well, I wasn't going to watch that one at 2 a.m.
There's always a party somewhere else.
Yeah,
the party that you're at.
That genuinely is how I've felt with the World Cup so far, until last night, as I say. I watched the second half of Spain, Cape Verde, and then I watched Belgium versus Egypt.
It might be you then.
No, it was good. They were good. I was pleased I saw them. And Belgium versus Egypt was a good game. Salah and Marmoush were really good together. They combined really nicely. So I was enjoying that. And it looked like Salah was enjoying himself, but he got subbed. Was not a happy boy,
wasn't he?
He had his full Mo Salah's been subbed face. But they've got more games. Mo, you've got to remember, the fella's trying to look after you. There's more games coming.
Are you bothered about the England game? Because you're away tomorrow, are you not?
Yeah, I'm away. Yeah, so I when I land to where I'm going, there will be. It won't have started, but, but I'm not entertaining it.
Fair.
I'm going to go to bed and sort of. So
what time's that?
Where I am at 11.
Right.
So fuck that indeed.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna. I want to be fresh for day 1 of holiday. I've got 4 days in the sun. 4 days of consecutive sunshine that I'm going to hit as hard as I can.
I want everyone in the comments to guess where they think Neil might be based on the
quite
time
aloof
difference
there,
and based on the sun. Don't tell them. Let's see if anyone gets it right.
I'll see if anyone gets it. Okay.
That wasn't on the agenda, sorry.
It wasn't on the agenda at all, but what is on the agenda? Is John Gibbons and Joel Rookwood talking about football cities. So we've got that for you now. Here we go. Over to John and Joel on their football cities.
And it is John Gibbons. I'm really pleased to be joined over Zoom by Joel Rookwood, who is here to talk about a new book he has coming out called This Is Our Game, that he's put together with another old friend of the show, Dan Fieldsen. That was nice to see. Joel, welcome to the Anfield Wrap. I gather you wrote something for us years ago, but first time I spoke to you. So, yeah, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks very much, John. I feel like long time listener, first time caller. So it's good to be on the show.
So let's talk about the new book. I mean, both you and Dan have done stuff in the past, but you've come together to do This Is Our Game. So tell us about the idea behind that and what you wanted to do together.
So obviously, as you mentioned, Dan's written a couple of books. He's written the European Game and Local, and both of those books did really well. Dan actually, he was a student of mine, so this is making me
Oh
feel
wow!
pretty old. So, and we were on a trip together in Barcelona. It was a university trip for a degree I was running that he was on, and I was interviewed by a journalist he's a kind of TV journalist but does some written work as well. And we were discussing our cities, him being from Barcelona, obviously himself from Liverpool. And I just described Barcelona as a football city. And he just said, "Oh, what's a football city?" And it was like a light bulb went off. I was like, what a great question. So I suppose this book is an attempt to answer that question. And Dan and I, it took us a long time, but we set about formulating a list of cities. So there's 22 cities that we've come up with, which we feel are an encapsulation of football places. And I think you're in a football city when you go to one. You've been on European aways, you've travelled a lot yourself, and when you're in a place, you can tell when football feels a bit peripheral, where it doesn't really matter, and you can tell when it really does. And we're trying to give voice to the places that feel like football cities. And it's not just written by us, so there's 22 authors from each city, and this book gives an insider insight into what football means in those places.
You start off with Liverpool. I wonder how it was, doing that chapter, and whether, because it's in many ways it's the easiest one, isn't it? We'll start with Liverpool. That's the one we knew, but I wonder whether that give you a change of perception of the city, and if it's sort of new in there, or was it a case of, this is just running through what we love about Liverpool before we move on to other places?
Yeah, and there was a risk because we're both Reds. So, and in fact, John, I've just received our first review on Goodreads, and it's 1 star, and it's by an Evertonian who just doesn't like it, which I think Dan wasn't that happy about that. I thought it was brilliant. I thought, listen, I've sent the book to a few Evertonian mates, and I hope they read it. But ultimately, it is written by 2 Liverpool fans. And even though we've tried to give an account, I don't think this is an equal football city in that respect. I think it matters equally to the fans of the 2 clubs, but I think it's just not equal in the point of view of the history and the prestige of the clubs, and Evertonians won't like to hear that, but that would certainly be my view. So starting with Liverpool as a city, I've left the city, so I live in Dublin now. I've been gone 10 years, and I think you get to know a place that you've from or you've lived in more when you leave it sometimes. So Dan helped formulate the early part of the chapter, and then I was able to kind of plug a few gaps. And I think between us, we've done a decent job, but it's really difficult to concisely give an account for a complex place, which is the task that's faced every one of our contributors. And Paddy Howie, who follows it with a brilliant chapter on Glasgow, and it might seem a bit Eurocentric because most of the chapters are European, but we've only got 2 kind of British cities, if we can call Liverpool and Glasgow British, in that list. But it felt great, but also really challenging to write that city on Liverpool.
For me, a football city always feels like somewhere where you go, and if there's a game on, you know about it. And that's not necessarily because you're going to the match. You might not be lucky enough to be there. But I always like it when I'm on holiday in a city, and listen, I'll always try to go to a game on holiday. I'm the fella who went to Valencia for 3 nights and dragged his wife to watch Levante 0, Real Sociedad 0. What an experience for that was. Not even the big team in Valencia, the second one, and a 0-0. So I'll always try and go, but I always like it when, even if you're not going the game, you're aware that there's a match going on. And I think that's, for me, one of the things that makes a football city really is that the whole city comes alive because the team are playing that afternoon or that night.
Yeah, and also the build up to it. So even if there's not a game on that day, if there's one that weekend, there's a lot of anticipation of what's coming. If we've just had one, we're talking about it last night. You go into cafes and pubs, and any kind of establishments around the city, and you kind of feel it. You also see it. So it's graffiti. It's you walk into a bar and there's the scarves on the walls, and yeah, I probably like yourself love being in places which feel familiar and recognisable, even though the point of passion might be blue or yellow or whatever colour the local teams are, but it's something familiar right across the world. I mean, we've got chapters outside of Europe. We've got like Rio, Buenos Aires, Rosario. We've got Cairo, Casablanca, Jakarta, Mexico City. We've even got nods to new markets with Sydney and LA. So we want this book to feel global. Now, people who are interested in the book will look at it and just go, oh, I'm not into those 22 cities, or what about X, Y, and Z? So we're hoping this is going to be the first of at least 2 books, and we've already got like a list of cities that might come in the following months. But moving on from your question really, but I do think it's great to feel you're in a football city. You know when you're in it, but there's more than 22 of these around the world, and it was hard to kind of drill that list down.
In terms of what unites these cities, then, I've always thought, a real football city, that the football club influences the city and vice versa. And so I think, you should be able to watch a football team. And I think this is a little bit of the problem with Liverpool last season. You should be able to watch a football team and understand that the city that they're from, and the same thing. I think the city's been influenced a lot by football the other way, and that could be sometimes just the mood of it. If the teams aren't doing well, then everyone's a bit down, and when the teams are, it's a lot more kind of positive, really. But it always felt to me that it's a reciprocal thing, isn't it? It goes both ways in terms of the influence, in terms of the city influencing the team and the identity of the team, but so much of our civic pride coming from that football team as well.
Yeah, and with cities that have more than one team, they have that kind of constant battle between them. You've got cities like London and Buenos Aires, which have got many, but the ball got rolling on this book when we met, Dan and I, and another mate of ours, Alex, met in Naples for Napoli winning their first title in 30 odd years. And, the entire city just came alive, and it just felt like an incredible moment. And I think people who don't follow football, they don't have the lows of the losses that I feel sorry for you sometimes having to do Anfield Wrap shows on the back of the season we've just started and all that kind of stuff, but they don't have the highs, and I wouldn't swap one for the other. I think people that don't have the kind of passions that we do with football, they don't half miss out on the highs as well, and the shared highs that you have, because you don't go through these things alone. You don't really go to match on your own. You don't watch footy on your own. You're there and you're sharing the space, and these clubs kind of bleed into the cities and vice versa, particularly when there's a class consciousness or, like you say, a civic pride that comes with those places.
Have you got a favourite chapter? I'm sure they're not all listening. Have you got one that you particularly enjoyed?
I mean, I really love Glasgow. I know I've mentioned that before, but I've known Paddy for 20 years, and reading that chapter, I thought that was great. But I also think the Italian chapters were fantastic. But I really enjoyed the ones I learned more about. Like, I didn't know anything about Jakarta, really. I mean, I've been to all these places. I've been trying to get around every country in the world I've been on that like 25 years. So that kind of helped inform the decision of where we were going. But yeah, the Jakarta one maybe not be top of people's list, but I was like, I didn't really know much about it. So from that point of view, a lot of people who flick through it, if you buy the pool on holiday, and you'll go, I'll have a little read of Naples, or because you don't have to read it sequentially. And for me, if I was picking up for the first time, I'd probably be like, Rosario, because a lot of people talk about Buenos Aires and Rio, but Rosario is the real heart of Argentine and South American football. And if you ask a South American, that's probably what they'll say.
Yeah. The book's out now. It's available if people want to grab it, get it, read it, take it on a summer holiday. Do what we all do and get away from football and then end up reading about football. It is available for people now, isn't it?
It is, yeah. So it's on wherever you get your books from. It's also available on Kindle and as an audiobook as well.
Well, I'm already looking forward to the second one. I'm delighted that you're doing that, and great you've done something there with the students. Dan, what a nice experience to have.
And Just one more point, John, if I could just mention, we've got an event on early August, on the 3rd of August, in Waterstones in Liverpool. So it's going to be like a book signing. So if you happen to be in the city on that day, you'd be more than welcome to that, and tickets are available on the website.
There you go. Get yourself over to Waterstones if you can make it to that event on the 3rd of August. But the book is available in all those places. Joel, top man, lovely to speak to you.
Thanks very much.
I'll catch you for the next one.
Up the Reds. Thanks.
Up the Reds.
Great stuff from John and Joel. Here's Craig Hannan with the weather.
Highs of 23 degrees, 16 at the moment. Crucially, the feels like is staying the same as the temperature throughout the day. You don't usually get that. That's usually the bit that puts you...
Especially in Liverpool.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's cloudy with the sun poking through. All of this coming from Met Office, by the way. We only use Met Office. Pardon?
Not looked at your notes once.
No. I've got the weather at any time, at any place you want to know the weather. I've got it in my head. I love the weather. The Met Office is my 4th app on my phone. We only use the Met Office, by the way. We don't use the BBC. The BBC do the news. They do subpar World Cup studios. We don't do Apple. Apple do phones. They do laptops. Met Office do the weather. And then if you want, the weather for along the waterfront in Liverpool, it's always different. It's always 5 degrees less. It's always fucking freezing. So wear your shorts in town. Once you get to the Strand, wear your trousers, and then do the same whenever you return.
Excellent stuff from Craig Hannan. Strong weather. Some good guesses about where I'm going all the way through. Someone said Perth. It's not Perth. By the way, it's 21 degrees and cloudy from Andrew Barr in San Sebastian. He's moving on to Bilbao in a couple of hours, which is 25 and sunny.
No one likes a bragger. Right? No one likes a bragger.
I know. Ian says Seychelles. Jack says Malta. Simon says Ril. Liam says Algeria. Fergus says Nice. Aga says Marrakesh. Marrakesh is a good guess, as I love Marrakesh.
So do I.
John says Cyprus. David says Egypt and Bulgaria. He's had 2 guesses. AB6 series says Tunisia. But there are a few that are right. David Smith says Greece. That was his first guess, was Greece. Greece is right. Rob Newton goes into more detail. He says Corfu. That is absolutely spot on. We are going to be in Corfu. Another guy, Owen Richards, whittled it down. He said 3 days time zone off GMT, 4 days sun, flights within a few hours. He says somewhere in Greece, Athens or Mykonos. That's where we ended up, and we're going from there as we push all the way through. So yeah, I'm excited. That's Wednesday. I'm doing this tomorrow. I'm having Thursday off, so I'm sure it'll be a tremendous time that you'll all have on Thursday without me.
First morning at the buffet breakfast.
Yeah.
How are you attacking it?
I'm so jealous.
So I do 2 laps before I make any decisions.
Yes. It's nice to hear 2 men speaking sense.
Yeah. 2 laps before you make any decisions. A good long sort of look around the whole sort of setup.
Yeah.
What is it that we're about? I will try to pull away from anything that at this point that feels as though it's a sop to the English. And I will probably end up with some sort of combination with cheese and ham, but there will definitely be yogurt and honey in my future. The honey will be a big deal here. So yeah, there'll be a honeyed and fruited end to this breakfast. I like to go your breakfast buffet and go, but I've got dessert in mind.
Yeah.
I love it. Hotel breakfast is in my top 5 favourite things. The weather is also in there, actually. They're all colliding. What are you doing whenever you get there? Like, what's your first move?
So again, you have to do a lap just to see, because you don't want to dish up your plate and then be like, there's a whole selection of cold cuts there, or realise that there's like a salmon plate. I like to do like do you know, like a Danish breakfast plate where you've got like an egg, slice of cheese, maybe a bit of like it's like not a meze, that's the wrong word, like a different savoury things.
Yeah, I get you.
But then with also maybe like, I don't know, some fruit on there as well. I like to do that. Then there will be a hot meal omelette station. I am a slave to the omelette station.
Yes.
When I see the man with that pan of oil.
I love that little station. I love that it turns into pasta at night. I'm there both times. I'm a little bit of a basic bitch towards the end. I do all of the things that you've done. I do different courses. I have little drinks. I get the orange juice. I get the tea. I've got the water there. But I love pancakes with Nutella at the end because I'm on holidays.
A machine that does the man like that.
Yeah, the machine.
I've said to this holiday that we're going on this year is the longest either has ever been on holiday in our entire lives, and I've said to him on days 1 to 5, I need you to have a word with me at the breakfast buffet and be like, we're here for 11 days. Do you know, like when I'm on plate 4 doing my cheese course, just to be like, and I know we'll have a row about it because he'll do it and I'll go, what are you trying to say? Whereas I've asked him, I've explicitly said, tell me hold back.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
It is, yeah.
Bear it in mind. Go for there. Whereas for me, it's a sprint. We'll go from there. It is Jurgen Klopp's birthday. Happy birthday to Jurgen Klopp.
If you're watching.
59. Looks a picture of health.
He does now.
It does now, yes. Now that he's left Liverpool, looks a picture of health. Spent some time with Virgil van Dijk yesterday. It was lovely to see the two of them together. What breakfast message have you got for Jurgen, Craig?
Just have a smashing birthday, Jurgen. Smash the hotel breakfast when you wake up. Enjoy the World Cup and up the Reds.
Up the Reds. What's your breakfast message for Jurgen?
Yeah, happy birthday, Jurgen. Love you very much. Younger than Rob Gutman.
Yep. Crucial detail.
Yep.
Wow.
Worth bearing in mind. It's only a couple of months, but it's enough.
It counts.
It all counts.
Yep.
As we've discovered in the past, working through who's younger than you, and going from there.
Go on, who are they?
Well, Steve Cook is always my favourite. What he's younger than you. Luka Milivojevic.
That's a compliment to
plays,
me, though. He's
well,
had it tough.
Joel Matip.
Yeah, that's not a compliment to me, really.
He's younger than you. Yeah, that's one worth bearing in mind. Big Jolie. But no, we're very, very pleased for Jurgen. I just like to say, honestly, Jurgen just having a nice time feels like it's got this unbelievable sort of power to it, because he did. Remember last time we interviewed him, which sounds remarkably name droppy. The last time you interviewed Jurgen Klopp, but the last time we interviewed him, one of the first answers when we said, what do you wish you'd done more, and his first thing was go to the city, because he'd tell these stories of people coming to his and having a wonderful time, and then waking up hungover and making breakfast the night after Liverpool had played, his guests, and saying, how was it last night? And they're saying, it was amazing. And he's like, we just came home. Yeah. So I like to see pictures of Jurgen out and about for that reason.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing I always think about footballers, by the way. You grow up dreaming to be a footballer, but then like a lot of their life is looking at things that they can't experience or enjoy, particularly around football. I am loving this little bromance he's got going on with Muller.
Oh,
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
And by the way, he's at a glow up. His little beard.
Yeah, he looks great.
They both look great. They're both enjoying themselves. They were singing the German national anthem together. They're joking around. They just look as if, in my head, it's them two together. They've gone to the World Cup together. They're sharing a room. They're going to breakfast in the morning with each other, regaling stories of what happened the night before. Love it.
Yep, it is. Just two fellas going round different places enjoying the World Cup. We've got some of that coming up across the next couple of weeks as well. People that we know out in the World Cup are going to be coming and contributing to the shows. I know John's got Cali lined up for Thursday. Cam Rimmer's out there. I was chatting to him last night on WhatsApp. Yes. He's having a little day off in Nashville.
Yeah. That's
honestly,
nice. That's great.
A little day off in Nashville with a night out planned. And I was like,
I'm really, the thing I'm most enjoying about this World Cup is living it through other people on social media. And I know there's like, you can feel a jealousy, or I don't feel any of that. Like, I'm just like, I'm made up for the Scottish. Like, I'm just loving everything about the Scottish. I'm loving Americans meeting Scottish people for the first time. I'm loving seeing them with their buckfast that they've somehow got over with them. I'm just loving everything about the party that they're having. They're just enjoying being there. And I'm really jealous. I also took me back to when you were saying there about ringing people. Do you remember when I went to the Euros in 2016 and you used to get me on Radio City Talk? That was interesting. They'd ring me at my drunkest and go, do you want to do the radio? I'd be like, yeah, absolutely. I remember seeing a lizard live on the radio and telling the audience, but it just came out. I saw it. I was so excited about it. So let's see what you've got going on, Callie. Any lizards?
Yeah, all to come across the next couple of days. Listen, we're still doing all the Anfield Wrap usual stuff. Yesterday a show came out that I did with Sean Rogers. By the way, free show yesterday. Great, really good assessment of the squad from Sean was on that as well, but with Joel and Jake as well. How they're going to get on under Andoni Iraola. But yesterday, me and Sean, it came out yesterday with us looking at the way in which Iraola likes to set his sides up. This is me and Sean on the shape.
But what Iraola is looking to do, which I really like, it's a very Arrigo Sacchi zonal method of we set you to a side of a pitch and then we come. So we block the centre off, we want you to go wide, and then we squeeze. Now that's Arrigo Sacchi did that. Jurgen Klopp's Borussia Dortmund did that.
Benitez did that.
Rafa Benitez was brilliant at
loved forcing play to one side
and targeting maybe certain players.
Yeah.
Bournemouth set up with Krupi doesn't mark behind, he marks in front. So the question is why. In a Liverpool context, it's quite in vogue for look. Iraola's not the only person who go man for man across the back line when there's a back three. Now, on a slot, we're quite often like having a spare man.
Love the spare man, yeah.
Back here. Now, Eddie Howe, as an example, would quite often set up like this because you'd often see Dan Burn against Mohamed Salah. I think in a Liverpool context, if he sets up like this, you could well imagine a world where you have Virgil van Dijk in this role. I think when you look at midfield in terms of people who jump, who could you see that fitting? I think Gravenberch, Dominic Szoboszlai potentially. You'd imagine both of them, athletic, mobile. Especially in Gravenberch's role, I don't think he gets enough praise maybe for his reading and understanding of the game. I think sometimes he has too much on his plate, and there's too much for him to potentially do. I think Dominic Szoboszlai is probably a bit more instinctive in terms of what he sees. He just wants to go, but he's got the pace to correct any maybe mistakes or learn another game that he's making. So they'd be quite good at doing that. And Florian Wirtz is such a clever player with his youth. Again, you could see him in that sort of creepy role being the first press jump, because I'll come back to what Dominic Solanke said. He said at Liverpool, and this shows you the difference, Jurgen Klopp at Borussia Dortmund, 4-2-3-1, very much a press, not just with the 9 and 10. The two wide men came in. They were very much a block of 4, pouncing on the centre mids and the double pivot in there and leaving the wide spaces. And if you beat that, Klopp's side would drop. And they're very, very organised. If you watch Borussia Dortmund's 4-1 win against Real Madrid, probably one of the most famous, that's kind of what they do. Compare that to when Dominic Solanke's at Liverpool and he says, I was only coached how to press as a 9. And that just shows you the difference in Liverpool's setup. So when he goes to Bournemouth, it's 9 and 10. So that relationship between, let's say, Isak and Florian Wirtz, and then whoever the other number 9 forward might be that he uses, whoever the next number 10 is, if Florian Wirtz is subbed, rotated, injured, whatever, that's when maybe there's going to have to be a bit of an education.
Welcome back. Excellent stuff with Sean. That came out yesterday. Later on today, we will have a gutter. There is a gutter that's happening later on today. Yet another attempt from Rob Gutman to sell Cody Gakpo. Get yourself psyched up for that one. It's on its way and it'll be out later on today. I've seen the agenda. Also, coming out very quickly after this, we've got an In Their Shoes show that was recorded yesterday by John Gibbons with people over Zoom. Love doing those all the way through the season. Get to see what other people are up to and what they're imagining. So that is to come as well. That'll be with you today. We've got that lined up as well. There'll be a top 6 show tomorrow. Rafa Honigstein tomorrow. We had Michael Cox yesterday, as well as we get ourselves going right the way through the studio. Through the summer as we line all this stuff up. Also, next Monday, I am doing an event in Waterstones if you're in Liverpool with Dan Hewitt about his book Left to Rot. It'd be great if you could get down for that one. Tickets are available from Waterstones website. That is happening at the minute, so if you want to check that out, you can see that on there as well. And on Friday, first thing on Friday morning, we've got the entirety of the Jordan Henderson interview that we did out for free, that we did prior to the Andy Robertson documentary. So all of that, we're putting all that out there all the way through. And on Friday as well, they've moved it. The fixtures come out on Friday. It's normally a Wednesday, but they're putting it out on Friday, and we'll have a live reaction to that as well. There's other shows through the week. We'll be talking about them as they're coming all the way through. Lots and lots to look forward to. Lots to be excited about. It feels like it's a summer off. Some excitement to Craig at the minute. New manager, talking about him there with Sean, and I'm looking forward to doing this gutter later on, despite Rob's consistent attempts to sell Cody Gakpo. I'm looking forward to being able to just imagine really what there is to look forward to across the course of the rest of this summer, but also with the season to come.
I joked about the journey and you talking about the journey, but it feels very much like the beginning of one, doesn't it? And I feel rejuvenated by the fact that there is going to be new ideas, new outlook, a new sort of way of playing. Everything I sort of hear about the new manager gets me excited. I like him as a person in the way that he speaks. So it just feels it's like we're enjoying the break at the moment, but we're building slowly towards something that is gonna start and be very exciting for us all. So, and we get to enjoy the World Cup in the middle of it all.
Yeah, what a nice and novel way to feel. a sense of excitement and hopefulness. And I think that's key, is that everyone has bought into it, everyone is excited, and everyone is, I hope, at least going to give him a very fair crack of the whip before any judgments are made. Before I'd like to think so anyway, that we're all on board, we're all here for the journey, and if we're all feeling that sense of excitement, it can only be a good thing.
Yeah, the overriding feeling that you want and need as a football fan is hope. Yeah. There can be all different factors, there can be different things going on, but as long as you feel some hope going into the new season, and I feel a lot of hope, so I'm excited.
Excellent stuff. Today is also the day that Rafa Benitez was appointed as Liverpool manager in 2004, which led to a hell of a journey. Liverpool stumbling to Champions League qualification just the season before, and made a big break to move one manager on and replace with another, one successful manager on, I hasten to add, and replace with another one. Rafa Benitez came in and immediately understood what Liverpool was about and enjoyed himself immensely with us. What else have we got here on the comments just before I wrap us up? Someone's asked who are the rappers pulling for England, and if not, what particular underdogs people are in for. I don't think anyone's really supporting anyone. I think everyone's got a sense of wanting the Scottish to do well because the Robertson documentary, but I sort of get the impression at the minute everyone's just quite like, let's let the football be the football and we'll all get stuck in later.
Yeah, I don't think I can't think of anyone that I don't think anyone dislikes England or doesn't want them to do well, apart from the ones that aren't English. Hello.
Hi.
But no, I think everyone's just excited to watch football and excited to watch countries that they wouldn't normally watch, footballers that they wouldn't normally get to see on a regular basis. And I think it's the Scottish. It's not even just because of the Andy Robertson documentary. I just always have a fondness for them and the people there and the people that we've met along the journey of doing this. So bang up for them, winning it.
I mean, why not?
Just winning the idea of enjoying the World Cup is what I'm in it for.
But why not though? Think
Imagine
big,
John McGinn hoisting that gold trophy above him. Wow. Think about it.
Yeah, I like the fact that you've gone with McGinn and not Robertson. We made the documentary about Robertson, but what we all took from it was fucking hell, John McGinn sound. Why are we making a John McGinn documentary? Get Andy Robertson to contribute to that.
Yeah, imagine the pints afterwards. Imagine the pints he'd enjoy.
Yeah, indeed, the time he'd have. All right, it's been excellent this morning. Thank you very much to Emilia. Thank you very much to Craig, Paddy behind the camera, everything that you need on the Anfield Wrap. What else did we have? We had Sean Rogers in there, Joel Rookwood, John Gibbons, Jamie Carragher, Jim Johnson. This is the Breakfast Wrap. We're not stopping. Back tomorrow 8:30.